Happy New Year, everyone. Welcome to the Union Pacific Railroad Evanston Subdivision, HO Scale. My name is Darrell Cruz, owner and builder of the layout, and your host for the very first episode of 2023. Episode 1. Hope everyone has a great new year, and I know we're all looking forward to hopefully many blessings to come in the upcoming year, and I'm looking forward to what's going to happen on the Evanston sub. It'll be interesting to see how things are 1 year from today. Definitely been a lot of changes on the layout during 2022, and I'm sure there'll be just as many in the upcoming year. All right, this update, things that have happened this past week on the layout. We did some more work on the Evanston Yard. Also have been doing some planning for the Evanston Yard that I wanted to share with you. And also did some work on the UTLX repair facility. In addition to that, I also wanted to share with you a little bit about getting more rolling stock for the layout, so I can kind of fill out some of these areas and get operating sessions going. Now, as far as the Evanston as far as the Evanston Yard goes, you can't really see anything visible that's really changed since last week. That's because the work that I did was mainly wiring everything. So there are let's see, 8 turnouts here on the west end. You have 6 turnouts for the throat, and then these 2 turnouts for the engine facilities. So this last week, I basically powered every frog for all those turnouts, and of course then also connected power to all the rails. So everything is pretty much fully powered up now and running smoothly. And as I said, it's not anything that you can see visibly, but it is important work that, of course, has to be done for things to work. Now, some planning for the Evanston Yard. One thing I want to do is put in an engine house here. Here's the one that I've selected. It fits really well with the type of structures that are in Evanston. And so I cut out some paper that's the size of this engine house from Walthers, and I've been kind of moving it around. I think we're going to have it, if I have it at this particular angle, it's too close to the track. And then I also thought about maybe putting it straight, but that definitely isn't really enough room unless I really, shorten the engine tracks altogether. I'm not sure we would even have room for the fueling station, so I think the orientation is going to be about like this, where it's going to be kind of probably might be a little bit closer to the edge there, but I want to make it where it will fit and have some distance between the tracks, and then also have not too sharp of a curve going in. All right, one other thing I need to do, have a couple more turnouts to do. I need to put in a number 8 turnout here coming off of this bypass track that will then connect to this curved turnout, and there's going to be car shops here. Probably will use this Pike Stuff kit for this, maybe kit bash it a little bit, and then I'm going to try and do some kit bashing or some scratch building for this area in between. This is the power station in Evanston, and so I kind of want to put that right here in between the two. That should fit good with the engine facilities. And then there's a big, huge turntable in Evanston. I thought about maybe putting a picture of it in the backdrop there. I'm not sure. I might just put houses back there. That's what's actually on the other side of the tracks. But I'm going to think about that some more. Now, this is the space for the UTLX repair facility. So I wanted to kind of get started on that. I ran out of rail. That's why I didn't do those last 2 turnouts. So I kind of shifted gear while I was waiting for more rail to come in. And here's the track plan for the UTLX repair facility. So I kind of was trying to get things laid out. I cut out some templates from Fast Tracks so that I could actually see how they would all fit. And so I've been trying to kind of lay it out here. Here's the turnout, the number 8 turnout that's going to come off of the main line. And then I wanted to leave a little bit of room there for the grade down to the level of the secondary track. And then a couple of turnouts to break it into a 3-track yard. Now, if you look at this picture of the actual track plan for the UTLX repair facility, it's quite immense. So we're definitely doing a scaled down version. Here's the turnouts for the other end. Was trying to get them all to lay out. So a couple of things I had to take into consideration. I wanted the drill track there to be long enough to hold all the cars that might be in this yard. Here's a picture of the repair facility out in Evanston. And I kind of drew in where that's going to go on the bench work there. Here's a picture of the kit I'm going to kit bash. I'm going to make this longer so it has that shape of the prototype. So it's going to be bigger than that picture. I'm going to buy a couple of them. But anyway, I wanted to make sure that I had room on the drill track to pull all the cars out to do the switching here. Now, it turns out I'm going to need a little bit more room here. If I use 5 cars, because the yard will hold 5 cars, then I'd have to maybe extend that drill track a little bit. But I'm not sure if I'm going to do that. I might just say I'm going to limit it to 4 cars in the yard for each track. When I first laid this out, I was actually a little bit too close to the track, so I kind of moved. You can kind of see I moved the building a little bit. I drew in the 3 lines for where the center lines for the track is going to go. So there's going to be 3 tracks that go into there. I'm going to have 2 of the tracks extend beyond that because I want to have this very unique structure as part of the UTLX facility also. But this is kind of how I had things laid out. Once I had that laid out, kind of put in some pencil markings to show where everything needed to be, and then I went ahead and glued down some road bed. As you can see, I ran out. I need like 2 more pieces of road track. But you have basically a 3-track yard here. The middle track will hold maybe 3 cars. The other 2 tracks will hold up to 5. But I think it's generally going to be 4. If there are 5, they'll just have to maybe double back on the drill track. And here's where it will go actually into the car shops. And then the 2 other tracks furthest from us, the 2 tracks furthest from us, are going to actually extend out of the car shops. They're going to go out to here. And then this is the structure I want to have on this side. It should be pretty cool. The building is going to come right up against the edge of the layout. And I'll have to add the office in there also. So that's kind of what I've been doing. Also been doing some purchasing of more rolling stock. And this yard holds about 125 cars. I won't need that many because it's not going to be full very often, unless there's some trains coming in. But I do need to purchase some more cars, so I picked up a bunch of these Walthers cement cars. I already had a bunch of them, so I bought some more. They just came out with some more. You can kind of see the difference between the rivet counter there, which is Scale Train's rivet counter, and the Walthers mainline. Definitely not as much detail. One of the big differences is the amount of decals and writing that's on there. Now, these are Trainman, Atlas Trainman bulkhead flat cars, and these turned out really nice. These were only like $23, I think. And they got some pretty good detail. They have the board detail on the floors and on the bulkheads. Here's some more Walthers mainlining, I think they are, and some Atlas trainman gondolas that I also added, and then some Walthers mainline box cars. And I basically am going to fill out the rolling stock with some less expensive Walthers mainline, Atlas trainman, Athearn ready to run, and so on. There's some more UP gondolas that I picked up. Again, all these cars, these new ones that I picked up, basically went for anywhere from $23 to $28. So very, very economical, especially when you compare it to the Athearn Genesis and rivet counters and so forth that are in the 40s. I really like these Walthers mainline tank cars that I picked up. These were like $26, $27. I think they were $27, $26.99 at bought all these, by the way, at Lombard Hobbies. Definitely have the best prices if you want to take a look at some of these. So the detail is pretty good. I mean, the ladder going up, the rails are pretty comparable. This is the scale trains right here, rivet counter. So again, you have more decals, and you have the little blue caps. The blue caps rotate. You have the coupler detail at the ends, and that also has the heat shield. That has more to do with the type of car it is. But the actual, the size of the railings and so forth, the Walthers mainlines are really nice. And this is another one that I really like. Scale Trains has an operator series. And these are a bunch of operator covered hoppers. I need tons of covered hoppers for the Westvaco Trona mine. And so these are all Scale Trains operator cars. They were, I think, $26.99 at Lombard Hobbies. I really like that Kansas City Southern paint scheme. CSX. So it's really pretty good. Now here's a rivet counters or Athearn Genesis. I think it's a rivet counters. You can see the decals on the hatches at the bottom that you don't have on the operators. And then you have some grab irons at the bottom. You have the coupler trip lever, the hose, the air hose coming off there. So there is more detail, but there's still a lot of detail on the operator too, and not that much difference in the grab iron sizes and so forth. The roof walks are plastic instead of the see-through etched metal, but the Scale Trains, I think, does the best with the plastic roof walks. They're not that much thicker than the etched metal ones on the rivet counters. The etched metal is see-through, which is definitely a plus. But the hatch detail is pretty much the same. You can see that extra yellow grab iron there on the roof walk that the rivet counter has. But I really like these. For $26 compared to $40-some for the rivet counters, I'm going to need a bunch more in here. So over the next couple of months, I'm going to be periodically purchasing some more rolling stock to get all that filled out, because we're going to hopefully have full operating sessions here before too long. So that's it for this update. Again, Happy New Year. Thanks so much for being a viewer of this channel. If you haven't yet, make sure you like this video, subscribe, hit the little notification bell so you don't ever miss an update. And have a great New Year's Day and a great New Year. Thanks again for watching. Everybody have a great day. Take care.